Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio, and I want to welcome you to today's lesson. We're going to be learning right here, waiting, and this is going to be for intermediate piano. By the way, you can find free sheet music in the links in the cards and the video description below. And also, after you are done with this lesson, and you might need to watch it multiple times. Yeah, if you don't want to do it today, you could do it a little bit later. But definitely, you want to really understand these concepts that I'm trying to show you guys in these lessons. And once you do so, and once you feel like you know what I'm talking about and you know how to practice the correct way, go ahead and hit up the tutorial as well. It's kind of like a little bit of a self-guided test. So if you can really understand the things I'm showing you here, you should be able to use that with no problems at all. Okay, before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And hit that notification bell as well if you want to catch whenever I go live. And you also check out my daily piano tutorials. Alright, this is waiting for you. I'm going to show you how to practice this, and not only practice this, but pretty much the process to practice any piece of music that you are working on at any level, basically. Okay, there are some nuances, but it's pretty much the same method. Alright, right here, waiting for you. So I'm going to give you maybe the entire intro, maybe not. I guess we can split that up. So I give you the first 4 measures, and you want to pick one small section in the beginning. If it's like a pizza, you want to think of it as eating the first slice. So we are practicing the first slice here. And that was 4 measures, and this is about halfway through the introduction. So 4 measures, you want to connect it to the next measure as well. You're going 1 note to the next part. Let me play for you one more time. Alright, and I like using a lot of pedal here. Okay, and then you're going to just practice this both hands together, okay? Try that together now. Ready, go. And actually what I do with the pedal, because this piano is a bit older, so the pedal usually doesn't work as well on, or it's just a little bit more sensitive. So I actually don't use a lot of pedal. I do use a little bit of pedal, but I like to hold those bass notes because it creates that impression, okay? Alright, so that's one part. And don't worry if you can't play with me right away. You also need to be watching a lot of these tutorials and just observing and studying in a way as well. If you're not studying and you're not double checking the music that you're practicing, then you're not going to make a lot of progress, okay? So you also, in addition to practice on the piano, you must also be watching videos and listening to music at the same time as well. Alright, here is the rest of the intro. Alright, let me do that again. This is like really tiny. I'm having a hard time seeing this. Let me zoom in. Alright, that's much better. Officially start the song. Okay, so let me show you again. So it's the same thing, just going an octave lower. So this part's a little bit different. And when you're counting these, making sure you're playing on the offbeats. Okay, now we're gonna try that together, and I'm going to explain in a second why it doesn't really matter if you can't do it right away. So you don't want to bang your head against the wall like 100 times trying to. Don't attempt this like 1,000 times in a row to get it the correct way. I'll explain what I mean in a second. Okay. right, let's try that together if you can. Ready? This is measure 5. Ready? Go. Then we're gonna go back and put it together at the beginning, but let me explain what I mean by not needing to do something like 100 times in a row. Is actually incorrect. I mean, it's like it's traditionally that's what we're taught, like to memorize and also to practice. You just gotta continue to do it. You have to practice it so many times that you can't do it the wrong way. It's actually not as good. There's a better way of practicing. It's called spaced repetition, and I use it in my own practice. I use it to teach my own students. So basically, what the theory is, and not only theory, it actually works. So try it out. Google it if necessary. There's a lot more that goes behind it. I'll just give you a brief description. That instead of just doing it like 100 times in a row to get it correct, just do it enough times you feel like there's a certain amount of progress, depending on, you know, how you're, you know, what level you're trying to get at. Like if you're trying to go for perfection, you know, it's not a good idea. So you definitely don't want to get it perfect the first time around. Just practice it a few times. That's enough times. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna do something else, and you're gonna practice something else. And then you're gonna choose to come back to that same section, like this intro. You're gonna do it a little bit later on in the session, or you can just even do it the next day. So it's not necessary to do it over and over, but instead of doing it like 100 times in a row once, what's better is that maybe you'll do it like 5 times here, wait a little bit, do 5 times a little bit later, and maybe at the end of your session, 5 times again later. So you just spread out those repetitions. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Really try it out because it works like gangbusters. Okay, I'm gonna give you the entire intro now. And then actually, let me look at the third measure. It sounds like a wrong note to me, so I think that should be A. It's like an A minor harmony, right? Hey, try it with me together now. I'll take it a little bit slower. Ready, go. Alright, and moving on to the rest of this song. Okay, that'll work. Okay, here's the next part. Now we're actually starting the actual song. I'm gonna do that again. Okay, so I think it sounds like it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 4 or 5 measures at a time, okay? So I played from measure 11 to measure 15. Okay? I'm gonna go back and now I can give you hands separate. So there's something, it's worthwhile to practice hands separate here. So let me show you the left hand. Simple arpeggio patterns. Okay? So basically going from C major to F major, D minor, G major, okay? And then back to C. So that's the progression. If you're doing like I guess harmonic analysis, you can say 1 to a 5 to a 2 to a 5 to a 1. Hope that makes sense for you guys. Anyway, so that is a simple pattern. Okay, let's try that together. Left hand, ready, go. That's about it. Now the right hand. Alright, and also you definitely should be practicing with metronome. Don't leave it up to chance. All right, right hand together. Ready, go. Okay, now go back to both hands. And by the way, with this whole spacing stuff apart, not only do your attempts at piano when you're practicing, actual practice is considered repetition, spacing that out, but it also observing and watching these videos. So let's say look, I'm demonstrating for you guys a lot here, so I'm kind of trying to replicate that idea when you're practicing. So you should be watching and observing, like sprinkle it into your piano practice. Don't just only practice piano, because you need to be double checking your work. And I do a lot of what works best in the lessons that I have with my private students. Most of the time, it's just a lot of demonstration. A lot of times, they have a really difficult time understanding a certain concept by words, and I'll just demonstrate it. I'll show it to them on piano. It just works like that. Okay. Yeah, so one more note on that is that if you don't understand it now, you don't have to understand it right away. Just watch it a few times today, watch it a few times tomorrow. You can even wait an entire week if you're getting sick of watching the song. And then eventually you'll start to understand it. You're not meant to even understand it in the first few tries. It's going to take multiple times listening and watching my demonstrations, all right? Let's try both hands. Ready, go. Okay, keeping it going. I don't know what happened there. Note didn't come out. This is measure 15. And stopping at 19. 15 to 19. Let me give you the right hand first this time. All right, let's try it together. 15 to 19. Ready, go. All right, now the left hand. Your harmony there, okay? So you can tell we're going into different territory. All right, let's try that together. 15, ready, go. All right, now back to both hands. All right, we're gonna try that together. Ready, go. Alright, now we're going to go back and put it together from measure 11. Give it a listen. I'll give you both hands. I'm going to demonstrate first, then we're going to try hands separate, and then both hands again. Alright, here's just the right hand. Alright, now left hand. Wait, we gotta try it together. Sorry about that. Alright, 11. Together now, right hand. Ready, go. Don't mind my doorbell. Shh. jeez. Well, at least I know when people are around the house. Okay, left hand together. Just let me try left hand now. They'll stop barking in a second, I promise. I don't know about that guy. Quiet. Hey. He's really misbehaving today. Okay. All right, left hand together. Ready, go. Let's just play over him. Jeez. Yeah, if you think that's bad, you just see when I actually teach my students and he stops and he just has this barking fest. Yeah, there was like one good time when we're actually playing with the student together. I swear, it's like he started to bark like on the beat. It was hilarious. All right, both hands. All right, we're gonna try it. Wait, what am I doing here? Kind of blanked out here. All right, let's do both hands together. I'm not sure if I did left hand. Let me do it one more time. Let's try left hand together. Just getting distracted. Sorry, corgi barking. All right, left hand, ready, go. I think we did it, but whatever. Do it again. All right, now we're gonna try both hands together. Measure 11, ready, go. All right, let's see what we have going on in this next section. So it sounds like a bridge or a transition, whatever you want to call it. So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4. A little 4-measure interlude. So that's taking it from 19 in the right hand, and then we're stopping it. This is 21, 22, 23. 19 to 23. Okay? All right. Let me just show you the right hand now. And there's the song right there, the chorus. All right, right hand together. Ready, go. All right, now the left hand, I'm just gonna start this on 20. All right, and before we do this together, I just thought of a useful exercise you might want to try out. And if you're having trouble getting to each position, these notes, just play them as octaves, and then just practice going through each motion as fast as possible, right? So here we're going from D to A to D to G to C. So you can turn that into like a technical exercise. Watch again. That'll take care of kind of the movement. And then, anytime you can work in muscle memory, that's a good thing. So you don't have to think about it so much, all right? Let's try it together. This is 20, ready, go. And back to both hands. Yes, I think we did it both hands. Let's keep it going. Here's the next part, the chorus. Trying to flip my page. stopping at that first ending. I guess I'll just give you those two measures. Where it says 1, you're gonna take the repeat. Okay, so we pretty much took it from 24, 23. All right, measure 23 to the end of that first repeat. Okay, so this is the last section of this first part, and then we just have a little bit more to learn after that. Okay, all right. So again, taking it from 23, I'm just gonna show you the right hand. Alright, try it with me together. Ready, go. Alright, now the left hand. Those different positions, if you want to practice them, it goes from C to G, A, F. There's one single note on G, C, G, A, F, G, A. Okay, so that's the progression right there. Do you want to practice just moving your hand? Alright, let's do left hand together. Ready? This is measure 23, in case you need to keep following along. Ready, go. And back to both hands. Hey, what's going on? Nice to meet you, man. Najboljikanal. What in the world country is that? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, what's your ethnic background, man? I'm kind of curious about it, or woman. All right, we're gonna take it from. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. Okay. All right, this is the second ending. It's going to be from measures. Let me see, 33 to 41. All right. I'm gonna be more precise with the timing that time, but that sounds like a little bridge or a little interlude, connecting it to the next part. All right, so let me just show you the right hand. And that's back to that chorus. Okay, let's do the right hand together. This is the second ending, measure 33. Ready, go. Alright, now left hand. Kind of interesting. He wants you to take a ninth. Yeah, so kind of funny because this actually might be a typo. It's a problem with a lot of these free sheet music versions, but whatever, it's free, so I'm not gonna complain. So it could be 9. I mean, it works both ways, I guess. All right, we'll just keep it with the 9th, I guess. Okay, left hand, ready, go. All right, now back to both hands. Okay, try it together. Ready, go. Okay, about to wrap this up in a bit. We got about a couple more sections left. Last part is basically going to be like the beginning, but the next parts are just going to be really similar to what we've done so far, right? So we'll probably wrap this up like really quickly. And before we do that, make sure you stick out around to the end of the lesson if you want to catch a quick recap of this and some suggestions as well. And also, if you've been enjoying this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you find it valuable, if you have enjoyed watching this, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me know that you guys are really understanding and resonating with this type of content. Also, if you know anyone who would love to learn this on piano or just wants to learn any stuff on piano, who likes to play piano, share this video with them as well. All right, where am I? Okay, I'm in California. All right, this is 41. So basically, if you look at this part, you only need to practice the right hand because this is just exactly the same with the chorus. And if you really listen and watch carefully, did you catch the difference in the pattern there? It's like a very slight difference. It's very obvious. We're just doing thirds. And in some parts, he has a little bit of variation on the melody, but it's pretty straightforward. So here, I would say you only need to practice. This is measures 41 to 52. It's another repeat if you want to take that, okay? So basically, you only need to practice the right hand here and hands together. So you can kind of skip some of these steps, left hand, because the left hand, the pattern is the same, okay? So we're just gonna focus on the right hand and hands together. You want to hack your practice time, so you spend less time doing stuff that you don't need to, right? Okay, so this is 41. All right, when you're practicing these, you can borrow my fingerings. 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Usually we do it this way because what you want to do is you want to try to make the top note. Bottom note doesn't really matter so much because the top note has the melody. You want to make that as legato as possible. So you see here? This is fine, but doing 1, 3 to 1, 2, you're gonna kind of have to let go of the thumb and do that. So I'm kind of incorporating a little bit of that, and of course use a little bit of pedal to make it a little bit easier. I don't know if you guys can catch that, okay? All right. Anyway, 41 to 52. Let's try it together. Right hand, ready, go. me show you one time. What? Okay, let's try that together. 41, 52. I promise I'll take it slower. Ready, go. Okay, we're going to finish up this lesson because we have one section left and that is it. Okay. That sounds familiar. Oh, that sounds really weird. That should be a G. To overrule what he's writing here, whoever wrote this arrangement, 60 should be F, G, and C. Some typos, man. Come on. If you're doing an arrangement online, you got to be as detailed as possible, dude. It's like publishing a novel or a book. Maybe not a novel, but you know, fix those typos to you future arrangers out there. Okay, so this is. Even that, I think that's wrong right there at 56. But we're going to skip that part because it's basically the same as the beginning. If we go from 57, G, it's pretty much like the beginning. So why don't we just play this both hands together. This is 53 all the way to the end. And remember, I'm going to fix some of these notes for you guys because they are not correct harmony. All right. Ready, go. Alright, so that's it for today's lesson. Here's a quick recap. When you are practicing, well, these practice principles I'm teaching you here, you can apply to any piece of music, any song, pretty much at any level. So first principle is you have to pick the first small part. We call that the first chunk, first slice of a musical pizza, if you want to think of it that way. So you have to do small parts at a time, small chunks. And then if you can, do hands separate. You want to simplify the process before you do hands together, okay? Then you're going to go to the next part. And then that's the next chunk, right? So when you practice that together, you think of it's kind of like Jenga, you're building on top. Well, not like Jenga, but like Lego blocks, right? You connect them together into a bigger part. And then you keep connecting these sections until you pretty much have the whole song. If you're going for an actual performance of this, if you want to play it from beginning to end, okay? That takes a bit of concentration because, you know, we do small chunks at first because it takes a lot of mental concentration to get that part done and then do another part and then putting it together. So if you're not used to playing a song this long, you probably won't get it done even in like a week or so. It might take you a couple of weeks just because the concentration, your brain, your attention, it has to improve to be able to do something like this, okay? What else here? Oh, spaced repetition. Look that up online. Spaced repetition. Google it, okay? It will drastically... It'll probably save you whatever you are practicing or learning, for that matter, like learning anything, any subject, whatever. Like it applies to all of it. It's going to save you 50% of the time and give you twice the results, okay? So look it up online. Trust me on that, okay? I think that's about it. And some helpful tips with this. The only difficulties I see here would be the left hand is kind of moving from one position to the next. So, you know, one way to do that is to do just octaves. course I'm playing fifth as well. So I'm just getting my hand used to moving to the different patterns, right? And then you practice it you do so many times that it's just pretty much muscle memory. You don't have to think about it. So your hand will just kind of move to the correct place without you having to think about it. It's cool, all right? That's when you know your practice is pretty much automatic. And last thing, well, not last thing, second to last thing, make sure you watch this lesson as many times as necessary, because these are concepts, these are, you know, ways of practicing. Sometimes it's the whole idea of spaced repetition is you need to watch these lessons over time. You don't even need to watch this one again. You can play a completely different lesson I have like hundreds of free lesson videos, by the way, because all the principles are the same, okay? You have to watch it multiple times over a certain amount of time, you know, maybe like you come back and watch this again like a week later, a couple weeks later. Because if you think about it from this point, this is a piano lesson. And if I have a student coming in and learning a song, sometimes it takes a whole month. So every lesson, we're kind of reviewing principles over an entire month. So if you're trying to watch this stuff and think it's just one and done, you're doing a huge disservice to yourself and you're not going to learn it effectively, okay? All right, and last but not least, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. And also, the sheet music is free, so make sure you hit up the downloads and get started with the music. Okay, thanks for joining me on this intermediate lesson today. I had a really fun time doing this song, as I do at every lessons. Hope to see you guys for the next one. Have a great weekend and happy practicing.